We are 5 movies into the Jurassic Park series, and this one is getting hated on worse than any of the other ones in this series. Where do I stand with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? We are going to answer that right now. Before I even go into my thoughts on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I have to give a shout out to Kinda Critics. They do reviews just like I do, and they gave me a shout out in their review of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So definitely check them out. I will put a link to their channel down below, and you will be seeing a card on the screen when you watch the video to go to their channel. So go check out Kinda Critics. Hey guys, it's me Joshua, aka Future Filmmaker 39480 here once again, and I am here to give you my thoughts on the newest movie in the Jurassic Park series, and one of my most anticipated films of 2018. And we're going to talk about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now, this is directed by Juan Antonio Bayona, who directed another movie of his that I like, called A Monster Calls, which came back in 2017. If you have not seen that movie, I definitely recommend you watching that movie. That movie was great. It was the most overlooked, one of the most overlooked movies that year. This film is the 5th film in the Jurassic Park franchise that's been going on since 1993. And it's the 2nd film in the planned Jurassic World trilogy, and this is both written by Derek Connolly and Jurassic World director Colin Trevorrow, with him and Steven Spielberg being executive producers. Now, the basic plot here is this movie takes place 3 years after the destruction of the Jurassic World theme park. Owen, Grady, and Claire Deering return to the island of Isla Nublar to save the remaining dinosaurs from this volcano that's going to erupt. But they soon encounter terrifying new breeds of gigantic dinosaurs, while at the same time uncovering a conspiracy that threatens the entire planet. So that's basically what we are dealing with here. Now, this movie has been met with a lot of mixed reviews. Some people like it, some people hate it, and even on the Stardust app, which I am a part of, as Movie Geek 1998, you see some very mixed results. You got people on Stardust who like it, and people who are Stardust who hate it. Me, I personally really enjoyed this movie. Did I love it as much as Jurassic World or the first Jurassic Park? No. I definitely have my issues with this movie, and I'm going to go into the flaws first. But I will say this is a pretty fun, entertaining movie for the most part. Now, my main problem with the movie is the script. I feel like the script is kind of all over the place in a lot of moments, and I feel like the writing of some of these characters is not the best, well written, and it could have been, the script could use another rewrite before the movie went into production, and I felt like that was one of the biggest things with most of these new characters. Now, this movie does have some rehashed moments from the Lost World Jurassic Park, but this movie is more darker than the Lost World Jurassic Park. But I will say that the rehash scenes does get a little bit overbearing in a lot of moments. And I feel like you could cut some of that down a little bit. Also, don't expect to see Jeff Goldblum in this movie a lot, because he does have a little bit of a cameo. But I will say, I really liked his cameo here. He did great for what he had to do as Dr. Ian Malcolm. Also, another problem I will say is that I feel like the movie, for 2 hours and 8 minutes, the movie drags on for a little bit in the middle half. And I definitely felt that as I was watching the movie. But all those negatives aside, I do have some positives for this movie. Let's get into them. Once again, I really like the direction here by Bayona. There are some intense dark moments in this movie. You got some emotional moments, especially one with one of the dinosaurs in Chris Pratt. I really thought, though, the emotional moments here were great. This director, he knows how to do emotion, and it really does show in most of these sequences. The action scenes and the intense moments are just awesome. I love how intense this one got. It wasn't afraid to get this dark. And it's the second movie in this planned trilogy, and it's the 5th film in the series. So, of course, you gotta go darker. The music by Michael Giacchino is really great. I love the music here. I love the cinematography, the way this movie is shot and framed, and it just looks really amazing. Now, the acting in this movie is great. Well, yeah, you have some good acting here. So, Chris Pratt is great here. I loved him once again. Bryce Dallas Howard, she's great in here. I do like they gave them a little bit of character development. And Bryce Dallas Howard, she's not that bad to look at. She's a pretty good actress. Okay actress. She's good to look at. She's hot. So I'll give that. I'm sorry. Rafe Spall, he's pretty cool. He was alright. James Cromwell, he was great. The rest of the acting in this movie is really good, especially the little girl. The little girl wasn't that bad. A lot of reviews I've seen say this is basically the little girl's annoying, but she wasn't that bad, you know. And I forgot one negative, and I will have to say the villains is just, they're mediocre. The villains are mediocre. But despite the issues I have, I did get some enjoyment out of it. I can understand why a lot of fans of Jurassic Park is not going to like this one. I can understand the criticisms. I can understand the complaints. But I do have flaws with this, but I will say I enjoyed Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom for what it is. It's a fun, entertaining movie. It does have flaws, but it's not as bad as critics are making it out to be. I'm sorry. If it was as bad as critics are making it out to be, then there's no way this movie will be making the money it is now. So, Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World 2. I will give it an Epictastic. And I'm giving it Epictastic because I enjoyed the movie myself. I have flaws with it, but it's a much better movie than what critics are making it out to be. But if you don't want to watch it, that's fine. And now, this week, looking forward to Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, that should be fine. Anyways, here are some Stardust reactions for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, including my own reaction from Stardust.
Not quite sure what to make of this one just quite yet. It's some of the best scares, thrills, tension since the original Jurassic Park. It also explores some ideas of if this technology existed, if dinosaurs were brought back, which is a little bit interesting, but it doesn't actually fully explore any of those ideas. And because of the direction the story goes with the volcano on the island and those sorts of things, it kind of sucks some of the fun out of seeing dinosaurs brought back, and it definitely gets kind of goofy in the second half of the movie.
Alright guys, just got back from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, no spoilers, extremely disappointed with this film. I thought it sucked in all honesty. This movie is a complete mess from start to finish. Tone after tone, nothing meshes perfectly. Chris Pratt can't even save this movie. J.A. Bayona tries to do something different, and it just doesn't work. The new characters were awful. The villains were bad. Look forward to my review. I did not like this movie.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is really fucking dumb. It's a movie, has good cinematography, it's well directed, and it picks up about halfway through, but before that the movie is boring, the character decisions are dumb, it's a poorly written fucking movie. When stuff happens, it's fun, but other than that, nothing really happens. But hey, it's the third best in the franchise. It's not really saying much though.
Alright, let's talk about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. This was a fun film. It was fine. Nothing special, nothing great, nothing horrible. It was just fine. Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt are fantastic as always. They're very entertaining to watch on the screen. I think my one big issue with this film, though, is the script and the story that they kind of tell in here. The story starts out great, and then the villain kind of just pops in, and it's like, eh. But the third film that they set up is pretty interesting, and I'm curious to see where they go.
Were you trying to rip off The Lost World? Because that's what it seemed like. I don't know. This movie, okay, the first 20 minutes, I guess, where they were on the island was pretty cool to watch. Other than that, everything else was just ignorant, very predictable, stupid storylines, stupid characters. Chris Pratt, you know, he tried to act, but this is just a movie you should not pay to see.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom has a boring, inconsistent tone that holds on engaging characters and funny dialogue. That's the first half, and then it goes off the rails with interesting plot details and surprises that are so stupid and ridiculous that it becomes a sounding film with genetic DNA hacked out into a script with the extreme heights and extreme lows of prehistoric entertainment.
While Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom does have some problems, I will say that there is a lot more good and bad here. You do have some good acting, you have some cool visual effects with animatronics and CGI. You have some entertaining quality to it. It doesn't reach the heights of the first one or the original Jurassic Park, but still pretty entertaining.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, directed by J.A. Bayona. Yeah, this movie was so mediocre. I mean, nothing was done really well besides the score and some pretty cool visuals, but everything else was so mediocre to downright really bad. The villains, the writing is atrocious. The acting's not that great. The character motivations of the characters themselves are so fucking thin. It's just a meh of a movie.
I just watched Jurassic World for the second time, and I have to say I enjoyed it way more the second time, and it definitely was all the trailers showing way too much that disappointed me a lot the first time. I think it's a really fun movie. I see where it's weak and all that stuff, but I mean, come on. It's Chris Pratt, it's dinosaurs, it's a fun adventure movie. I had a blast with it, and I had way more fun the second time through.
Bernie Critic here. So, I did see Jurassic World today, and it is incredibly stupid. The villains are a non-entity throughout it, and the ending is kind of ridiculous in every possible way. But, that being said, I still enjoyed it tremendously. The main characters do wonderfully, and the dinosaurs are amazing as usual. Jurassic Park has always been a soft spot for me, and this really didn't disappoint in that regard.
So, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I saw this movie last night, and look, Bayona directs some really great sequences here. It's a well-made movie for sure. There's some interesting ideas presented, and Michael Giacchino's score is fun to listen to, but the characters in the story fall really flat here. The villains are as mustache-twirling and cartoony as can be. There are some moments where, even for a Jurassic Park film, are too dumb and ridiculous and make the tone very messy. And it wastes Jeff Goldblum. And you do not waste Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, I just got back from an early screening for the Fallen Kingdom, and I'm just gonna say I did like this movie. Yes, I know people love Jurassic Park. I love Jurassic Park. I even had a soft spot for Jurassic World, but this one I just didn't care for. Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard are fine. Jeff Goldblum's barely in the goddamn movie. It basically rips off the same story of The Lost World. The effects were just meh. Everything about it was just ugh.
I had some problems with some poor characterization, and there were some callbacks to the first film that I thought were kind of distracting, but I really liked Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. The dinosaurs are as great as ever. Chris Pratt is as charming as ever. It was great seeing Jeff Goldblum again as Dr. Malcolm. He was great again. He's not in it very much, but it was still nice to see him. It was scary. It was a ton of fun. I really liked this one.
Jurassic World, one of the most stupid movie I've seen in my life. Like, this movie sucked. Like, okay, short version. Evil Cloakface guy went to particularly dinosaurs. Right, with weapons. Why? That's the whole planet. That's one super in my life. Like, don't watch the movie. It sucked. 1 out of 5. See?
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is stupid as hell, and unfortunately I don't exactly mean that in a good way, and now Jurassic World was kind of dumb too, but that was kind of sort of fun, so what makes this any different? This is just non-stop, constantly, everything is happening all at once, and some people might find that really entertaining. I could not breathe. It's constantly trying to remind you that it's part of Jurassic Park, but will never be as good as Jurassic Park. Stuff just doesn't stop.
So, that was my review of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Let me know what you guys think about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let's have a friendly, awesome conversation in the comments. And I want to thank all the people who watched my review of Deep Blue Sea 2. With the Stardust reactions, I think it's pretty entertaining for me to rant on certain movies I hate. So, this is Future Filmmaker 39480 signing out. And, as always, you guys keep it cool.